DARDEST TV in association with Block 5 Entertainment. We're back out here. We're here with a gentleman called Junior James, a man who's been a dealer, a user, a smuggler and a prisoner. What's good over there?
Everything's good in there, my brother.
Yeah?
Yeah, my everything's blessed.
Okay, let's get into this then.
Sherlock, different. See? Part 1 and 2. Make sure you buy them. True story, from beginning to end. I can tell you because I'm actually in the story. In both books, yeah? Little things we used to get up to, things a lot of people shouldn't have got up to, but obviously it's a learning experience. The two books are a true story. It's not fiction, trust me. Maybe the names are altered, but it's a true story. From beginning to the end, as I say, I don't know how this guy remembers all these little things to write in a book, but I tell you what, it's true. So watch it, read it. When the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, buy them. Trust me, sell out.
After 2 months of another wicked holiday in hot sunny Jamaica, it was now time for us to leave. Me and Pigo on the same flight. Pigo carrying 23 pounds of the highest grade weed, and me, Mr. Different, carrying 2 kilos of the finest crack cocaine. We left from my apartment in Kingston, Jamaica, and made our way to Runaway Bay, Hilltop House, to meet the plainclothes policeman who was going to bring Pigo to Montego Bay Airport. About half an hour later, me and Zona left to take me there. By the time we got there, Pigo had done checked in. He was now sitting outside on the bench with the plainclothes policeman, waiting on the phone call, giving him the okay to go back into the airport, because that meant that we was in the drum on the plane, so it can't be troubled again. After I checked in my suitcase and the items with the drugs in, I then went back outside to check Zonan. Zonan was now sitting on the bench with the plainclothes policeman and Pigo, so I went over to them as well. We were all there on the bench, chatting and cracking jokes like we didn't have a care in the world. Next, Zonan says to me, "So Artem, you know, I'll give you Keela number." I just laughed and gave it to him. Next, the plainclothes policeman's phone rang. It was a call saying that it's now safe for Pigo to go back into the airport, which should have been safe for me as well, because that meant my team was safe as well. We said latest to the plainclothes policeman and Zonan, and then went away back into the airport. I went through the first security checkpoint. This big black hench customs stroke immigration officer came over me and told me to come with him. Pigo looked at me to say, "What's going on?" I didn't have a clue, but one thing I knew for sure, this wasn't good. He took me into this small room with a table and 2 chairs, one either side of each other, and told me to take a seat. By now my heart was beating really fast, my brain was doing overtime, wondering what the fuck's going on. This next officer then comes into the room, around the same size as the other officer, but a lighter shade of black. He sits in the chair opposite me, looking me straight in the face. By now I'm shitting myself, think I'm gonna end up in prison in Jamaica like my brethren Links. The first words that came out of the officer's mouth was, "Where the drugs there?" in a strong Jamaican accent. "I ain't got no drugs," I replied. "You're old boy, you have to remember my face." I just said that I remember seeing him with Jimmy last year when I done my 3rd weed move. He went on and said, "Yeah man, me don't know about Brazil and Colombia and them place there. Where Jimmy there?" But now I was shocked and replied, "I don't know where Jimmy is." Then he was back on, "Where the drugs there?" I kept telling him I ain't got no drugs on me, but he weren't having none of it. "Inside you swallow something?" So I started poking my belly, indicating I ain't got no drugs in me. The officer then left the room for a minute or 2. When he came back, he told me to lift up my top and then wipe this small piece of yellow paper across my belly. A few seconds later, the paper changed colour, indicating I had cocaine in my system. The volume in the officer's voice rose now. "How are this? Yeah, cocaine are you?" "No, I ain't. I bought the thing a couple nights ago," I replied. By now I'm sweating like I just done banning a thing for real, and the pussy all still out of my case. "Which part you want do your time?" "Yes, I'm back in England," hoping that I crumble and tell him where the drugs were. Then I remembered the plainclothes policeman done got the phone call giving Pigo the okay to go back into the airport, so by rights they couldn't go into the drum again. Remembering that now eased the pressure I was feeling. After the officer realized I wasn't cracking and it was too late now to do anything, he ended with, "Me I can't post on the each one until I give a check." Then he opened the door and said, "Go on," which I sort of got to hear, but at the same time I felt so weak, thinking and believing that as I reached Heathrow Airport I'm going straight to prison. After I caught back up with Pigo, just went back to board the plane. He looked at me and asked, "What happened?" I opened my mouth to speak, but nothing came out. Close it again and just shake my head from side to side. Different dealer, user, smuggler, prisoner. Check it out.
to do these interviews, I have to have connection with people that know Sherlock. So I'm going around asking people what's good with it. They're telling me that there was never a time when they could see Sherlock on road and he looked like he was a crackhead. So I'm asking you, are you just putting that in the book to get sales, or you really officially was out here as a crackhead?
Right, very mad question that. Right, basically, yeah, is what you want to call a crackhead, innit? Some man call a crackhead the man who's on street, begging money, didn't bathe, smelled, maybe even got seen taking stuff out of a bin, stealing stuff in shops, like little petty things, you know, like kitties when they're out there, they were teeth, soap powder, razor blades, things what people always want on a regular basis. They know they can go into the shops, they go into the barber shops, they can sell all their stuff there. That was never me, innit? I didn't smoke in front of people. When I'm smoking, I hide and smoke. I don't want no one to know that I'm smoking crack. A lot of the time I've got a mask on. Like, you see, as I'm sitting here now in a vest, you would have never got me sitting in a vest like when I was smoking. Because them time their man was tinged off. But no one ain't looking at my face or that I've lost weight. They're just looking at what I've got on. They're hearing my phone ringing all the time, and I'm always driving a nice rental. It looks like everything is rosy, and that is how I've got myself into so much debt. Because the people them who are owed money, they wouldn't see me as like, I can't give him no more food. They look, when they saw me, they look and see hope, like he can still make it back though. Or I'll be talking with them about what situation's going on, and then I say, let me just clean up myself for a bit, and then drop me some food. And they give me back some food, and I'll start running it again and shotting it until it messes up again. But I just kept myself clean.